girls, yeah. It's interesting to say that because we used to frequent a place called Mulligan's out in Buffalo on Hurdle Avenue, and always a nice place to go after a win, and enjoyed it very much, and had a few pops now and then. And actually, Derek's wife, Trixie, as we call her, Diane, worked there, and Derek married her, and so did Terry's wife. So it happened to be a place of, getting together, and unfortunately, my wife didn't work there, and she's no longer my wife. But anyways, um, maybe that was the clue. But no, I used to give tickets away when, I'd had a couple drinks to pretty girls, and what would happen is they would end up standing up at the ticket box office, and I'd only be allowed at home. You only got 2 tickets, so I'd be grabbing, asking older guys for tickets here, tickets there, which was a no-no. And then finally, Punch Imlach came up to Larry Carrier, who also kind of took care of us single guys, and said, "What's this crap with Gare going on? He's got all these girls up here looking for tickets, and I'm tired of giving away all these tickets to Gare's girlfriends." And he said, "Well, it was tickets here, tickets there." So that's how. That and one other story that I'll add to it is that I first came to Vancouver. If I make the pros, first game in Vancouver, you can all come. I'll take care of the tickets. 8 busloads came. It cost me $4,382. Dave Schultz his nickname was a Hammer, and he was the leading penalty minute player, I think, in the last 3 or 4 years, and they had the quote Broad Street Bullies. So here I am, a little kid from Western Canada coming in, and they had just won the Cup the year before. 1,000 screaming idiots in Philadelphia, and as they always were. And Kate Smith had just sang, and it was like, wow, this is, so I got to do something. So I go down, the first shift puck goes into their end, so I run Schultz as hard as I can, and the crowd goes, whoa, you hear him. So puck comes back out, they get control and moves back out into our zone, and I knew he was coming after. I could smell his breath on my back. And I went left real quickly, and he went right like a fool into the boards, and it was like, whoa, this isn't good. And the crowd doubly are going, whoa. So who's this little guy? So we come up in the middle of the ice, and we had a bench clearing. He jumped me, and the bench is cleared. Like, they jumped, and it was like benches were cleared where guys were fighting, scrambling. Dudley was fighting, Shoney. So I could get through it. I got through my fight with him. But the best was after it was over, it was like, he's going to the penalty box. Hey, you little fart. He goes, who are you? New tough guy for the Sabers? I said, yeah, you big goof. You got a problem with that? So actually, it went on and on and on. It went all the way to the Stanley Cup Finals. I fought him about 5 times that year, and it was back and forth. Hey, you little shit, Yeah, you big idiot, Never really could fathom how bad it would be until the game, got going, and then it was just, you couldn't see. And I remember these guys used to come out with sheets, and they thought that they couldn't even skate, these guys. They were like the rink rats. And like they were trying to go around, half of them were tripping over these sheets, because if they thought the sheets would be like a filter that would maybe cut the fall, I don't know what the idea was, but it was very comical. And we would skate around every, whatever, it's 2 minutes, and so would the Flyers, to try to, because it would eventually try to lift some of the fog and the density of it up. And then they kept playing the game, which they had to, and we had the infamous bat that was hit, and then also Renee scoring in overtime. So it turned out all right. It came down to the last game of the season when Richard had 49 and I had 47, and it was against the Leafs, a team that we all hated. It was at home in the odd, and I just never really thought about 50 goals. I mean, you're 47 until, I think it was Freddie Stanfield, the veteran, said, you know what, Danny, you may never get this close again, So I go line up against Sittler, Lanny McDonald, and on my side was the wonderful Tiger Williams, who was one of the toughest guys in the league, and played against him in junior. And he says, "You're not even going to get a sniff, Gare, tonight." And he starts swearing at me or something, and I says, it just got me mad. It got me real mad. So I played, and Rico went at it. The first period, nothing happened. I think we were up 1-0. But then I got one in the second period, and it was now 48. Rico had 49. So now I'm getting power play time in the third period because people wanted both of us to score. And I got 49 on a deflection from one of Richard's shots, which went over the top shelf into the net, so we're both tied. And then the last one I scored with about 10 minutes to go in the game and got 50, which was amazing. And I got the 50-goal puck in my hand. I said, "Hey, Tiger, you wimp, you little pussy, that's 50. And I flipped the puck, and he started to scream and yell. And I tell this story about Gilbert, which is funny, because my very first year, my father would always send me letters and say, "Danny," he says, "the area you got to improve upon now," he said, "now that you're in the league, is in order to beat defensemen, you have to learn moves. Like you have to deke left and go right, or left or go the opposite way." And I said, "Yeah, but," he says, I said, "how am I going to learn that?" He goes, "Well, talk to Joe Perreault. He's the best at it. Get him after practice someday." So this is my first couple months in the league, and I'm going to ask Joe Perreault about deking. I mean, feel like I should ask for his autograph. Like I said earlier, I'm not even ready for it. So finally, around February, I'd had a few goals, and I asked Gilbert after practice. I said, "Gilbert, excuse me, would you mind maybe helping me, on deking or how you can make your moves? Would you mind spending a few minutes after practice? This is after, or spend some time with me after practice?" He goes, in his French accents, "Danny, I don't know how I do them. I just do them." I says, "Well, keep on doing them. Thanks." And that was it. Yeah.
I was told to ask, what do you think of Mike Powers?
Mike Powers, is he in the room?
Now you can talk.
No, Mike's a good friend. Known him a lot. I know if I ever need an attorney in any regard, I can go to him. But he's been a good personal friend for a long time. There was a guy named Steve Durbano, and I was 5-2 this late game. We were up in Pittsburgh, and he speared me right in the stomach. Here's what happens. We start fighting, and I'm up against the glass, and I'm trying to get at him any way I can. So, he's trying to hit me, and there's people and all of the other guys on the ice watching. So I grabbed for his helmet. Get the helmet off. Good. Got the helmet off. Now I can go for his hair. So I get his hair like this, and I go, "Ooh." I thought I ripped his head off. He had a toupee on. And it was like time stood still. It was the best fight I ever had. It was like he looked at it, I looked at it. He looked at it, I looked at it. Players are going, "Ah!" People in the crowd are laughing. He grabs it out of my hand, sticks it on his head, and skates off the ice. So I go, "Oh, this is cool." And then the referee goes, "No, Gare, I don't know what to give you." I said, "Well, what? He says, I don't know, give you 5 minutes for rug pulling or toupee tugging. I'm not sure." I said, "Just get me off the ice, all right?" So, auditorium is about the size of this stage. When Patty scored his first goal as a Saber, he goes like this to myself, and Barry Butel was the other radio guy. He puts his arms like this, like, "Shut up." Like, don't say a word. So I'm going, "What the heck's this all about?" He never does this. La 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 Fontaine. I almost fell out of the box when he said that.
Pretty happy you were here today to really highlight an incredible day dealing with the Buffalo Sabres.
Thank you for having me. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.